Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is following the script quite nicely, actually. It can be really difficult, and it is difficult, to forecast corrective structures. And often they are characterized by frequent changes in wave counts. This behaves really well at the moment, okay? Bitcoin behaves really well. I want to share with you now my latest thoughts on this current and ongoing correction, which is unfolding here as an ABC structure. That's at least my main thesis. If you like to see a little bit more context and check out the daily chart, feel free to watch my previous video from earlier today. I covered the daily chart and everything. And I already updated gold members earlier today. We have some intraday updates as part of the gold membership, in case you were wondering about why there have been maybe some tiny changes in the chart. Have there been changes anyway? I mean, there haven't been really changes, more like an update of support, or actually I have added the support area to the chart, this micro support area. That's the only change I've really done. I've taken the previous ones out where the price actually reversed. It was here, but we only need the ones on the chart that are still relevant. So the idea is, obviously, in this ABC structure, we moved down in wave A. Throughout the weekend, I highlighted to you that we're likely in a B wave, and then the C wave down at the moment would still be expected. Okay, so that's sort of what I'm looking at, and that's sort of my main thesis and larger ABC structure in wave 4. And I hope I help you to navigate sort of the uncertainties of this corrective price structure. Because it can be quite frustrating in corrections. Yeah, it can be really frustrating. Just an explanation again, a corrective structure like a wave 4, I mean, it can take a lot of different shapes. Okay, so my thesis is an ABC structure because it is the most probable scenario. But it can turn into a triangle, it could turn into a WXY structure and so on. But I can only analyze what I see, and we saw a 3-wave move to the downside. Well, that can be an A wave. It could also be a wave W. That is why I emphasized we will probably get a large B wave, which we do. I mean, it could have been that this B wave finished already here, but it didn't. Because we did hold our micro support area, which I had on the chart back then. And it was also preferred to see a more aggressive B wave, just because this initial move down was a 3-wave move. When the A wave is a 3-wave move, you can remember that not as a rule, but more as a guideline. Then the B wave is typically a little bit more extended and could even overshoot. That would be part of a so-called flat structure, a flat correction, in which the B wave could even, basically overshoot above the previous week's high. So the 3rd wave top there, which was formed around 73,600. So anyway, again, we can only focus on what we see. And what do we see? Well, we see that in this B wave, the A wave likely completed, the B wave completed, and we're now probably in the C wave, which I call an ending diagonal, because we have 3 waves up in wave 1. 3 waves, I could be wrong about that. It could be an impulse, but I'd go with what it doesn't make a difference anyway, so much. It doesn't really make a difference. The only difference it would make is that I would have to change the support area slightly, and I basically take off the 61.8 fib level. I rather allow it a little bit more space, okay, and to get that additional buffer zone. What is that support area for? Well, at the moment we are fighting, or just now, breaking above the 70K region. So I will probably, as we speak, adjust the support area. But at the moment, as you can see, looking at the roadmap here, another 4-5 pattern is expected. So I'm still watching for higher prices against the support area. We are now in an uptrend, and it takes a break below the 61.8 retracement level at 66,128 to confirm that we have topped in wave B. So ideally, we get another 4-5 pattern. That would be the most probable scenario. And I would not confirm a top in place until we have broken below 66,128. I have to say, though, that that a break below the 50% fib level at 66,840, okay, that would be an early indication that we've indeed topped in wave, in wave B probably, okay. At the moment, because we've reached minimum targets for wave 3 and also the first ideal target, it is now reasonable to expect the fourth wave. But I'm not telling you the third wave has topped, because there's absolutely no top signal at the moment, okay? Third waves tend to extend, and it seems to be extending. And best micro count I can offer you in this third wave is an A, B, C structure. I think I had it on the chart already in the first video today, but took it off then because it was a very shallow B wave then. But okay, it seems to be like that, A, B, C. So we might be maybe in the late stages of that C wave. With that micro count, I can look for the 100% extension level. And that's now reached 70,400. So that would be the next micro level to watch. But again, if it's an ABC structure, yeah, it could extend currently in wave C. So that wave 3 is still in the making. Once we see a pullback, and that's the key message, it might be wave 4. And I will continue to update the micro support area as we go along. And against that micro support area, we are focusing on higher at the moment. So it would still suggest another 4-5 pattern. I would not be bearish right now. Okay, that's, I think, a very important message. Even I would think that another C wave down into the lower support area at the end is likely. But we are now in a local uptrend, and there's no point in being bearish. First of all, we are still in an overall bullish market. And then we are even in a local uptrend. So don't be bearish, be cautious, because we are likely in a B wave. Okay, be cautious until the market tells us something more bullish is going on. But at the moment, we are likely in a B wave. And that means we have to be on the side of caution, not bearish, because we are still in a rally. Okay, there is no sign wave 3 has topped. And even when wave 3 has topped, I would still assume another 4-5 pattern, with updated support now being between 66,244 and 68,710. Again, B waves can even overshoot. Okay, that could mean that for some altcoins, they are actually not working on a B wave, but they might be working on a fifth wave already. So that's sort of what I'm watching at the moment. Anyway, this B wave to continue a bit. We have only just entered my target range. Even that could be broken to the upside, but yeah, important is we've reached it now. That was sort of a bit of a, let's say, a landmark on the chart for you to use to get a bit of an idea where we might be heading after the weekend, and we've now arrived. Could technically still stretch out quite a bit higher. Standard targets for the C wave within B finish basically at 75,100. Okay, anything above it might mean we are in something more bullish, but then as long as we only see 3 waves up, I assume this is a B wave. If a wave 4 and a wave 5 forms, then this is very important information the market gives us. We just need to understand it. And it would mean that, okay, 5 waves up, wave 4 might have already bottomed. This might be another wave 1. So we are going to add a support area for wave 2. So you see, we don't really need to try to worry too much about what the market is doing. We had very clear support areas, very clear support levels. We were focusing on higher because the market gave us an indication that we should expect further upside in a corrective structure. And we're doing that, and we focus on what the market tells us, which is still further upside expected. The market will tell us that we've topped, put some kind of a top in place below 66,244. And if the market tells us we have 5 waves up, well, that would mean something more bullish. But even then, we can react to that and add the support area for the next pullback to the chart. So all we need to do is try to understand what the market is telling us. There's never really a need to impose our view on the markets. And yeah, all we're doing now is just sort of follow the micro count at the moment, okay? And if anything unusual happens, I will let you know. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.